Well, hello everybody, welcome back to Key West. Starting the stream in a location where we haven't really been just yet. So I don't know if many of you are familiar with this place. So this is Truman Avenue. We are one block from White Street. Of course, this is not where we are headed tonight, although this is probably considered the backstreets of Key West. We're gonna head over to a much quieter area in just a minute. Of course, this is not where we are headed. So what is interesting is that, so we're on the corner of Truman Avenue and something that is called Watson Street. But you will see in a second that this street isn't much of a street and it's actually called Lane on the other end of it. So it's street in the beginning, the sign says alley, and then at the end it is a lane. So welcome to Watson Street Alley Lane. Of course, I am on the lookout of the kitty cat because there is a sign. And tonight we're gonna ride by a couple of trees with a lot of Spanish moss and everything, so we get a very southern feel tonight. There is another tree I want to show you a little bit later on. So Little Watson Lane here. And it is going to dead end into the cemetery right over here. So I got some older Key West houses here, right by the cemetery. I think these houses actually have just sold, so whoever bought these is going to have a lot of work. The next one, the one right next to it, is also has been empty for a while, so these two have been sold together. So as you can see over here, this little lane is called Watson Lane. It was called Watson Street on the other side, so I don't know at what stage it changes names. And we're on Olivia Street right now. We are running basically parallel to the cemetery. We can't get through, we can ride through the cemetery because it's closed at this time of the day. So the winter hours were closing at 6, and I think in summer it probably closes at 7. Either way, it is closed by now. So we continue on Francis. Over here we have tiny little Havana Lane. So we can have a quick look. It is going through all the way to Truman, I think. Which is interesting because even Truman, being one of the biggest roads, has those tiny little lanes coming off. here we get into Truman. So of course we're going to turn around because we want to do the back streets and the quiet areas. I am pretty sure there is another piece of Havana Lane somewhere else on the island. Probably a couple of blocks beyond Truman Avenue, which is now behind us. So good to have you back, everybody. Welcome back to the island, and welcome to everybody who just joined us for the first time. So on Tuesday nights we do our little Backstreet bike rides here through the lesser known areas of the island. Once a little bit off the beaten path, away from Old Town. And we are now east of the cemetery. I can actually show you on a little map where we are, just to position yourself here on the island. So if you look at it, here we have the cemetery. So we're kind of pretty much, no, we're not in the middle. So we're pretty much east of the main area of the island. We are just north of Truman Avenue, and we are still below White Street. And here we have another little lane. I'm not sure why it has a carrot sign. Pohalski Lane. I have to admit, I kind of really love it when it is on the old posts rather than the concrete blocks indicating the street. So this one also goes through all the way to Truman Avenue. And we continue on Olivia, and we are going to cross White Street, just 1 or 2 blocks, into the area that's called the Meadows. And you know White Street probably as being one of the busier big streets, and it actually isn't very busy in this end. Kind of all the red lights over there is Truman Avenue, and then from there on further north, that part is pretty quiet. And yes, I do know that my bike needs oil again. By the way, guys, I don't know if you knew that, but besides having a pretty large amount of bars per capita, Key West also has a lot of churches. I don't know if that is linked to the fact that there are so many bars. Maybe you have to ask for forgiveness, I don't know. But I would have to look it up, but I think it is one of the densest places in terms of churches by number of inhabitants. So guys, this is actually White Street, so you can see that it is pretty quiet in this end. And we are going to turn here at the Peruvian restaurant that we still haven't tried, and every time I ride by, I'm like, okay, we really have to go and try this, but we still haven't gotten around to it, and we're not sure they have an outdoor space, and you know, with everything currently going on, we kind of just prefer to be in outdoor areas. Plus, for now, the weather is still pretty nice, and summer is definitely coming where at some point it's going to be too hot to sit outside, so. And over here we have that other tree, well, actually several trees covered in Spanish moss, which is really cool. And look at how nice this looks in the evening sun here. And the tree itself is an East Indian almond tree. And it says that the nut has a pecan-like flavor. I've never noticed that it does have nuts, actually. Although we ride by here pretty often. So I might have to keep an eye out on that. And this tree has been planted in 1918, 103. No, wait. Yes. Yes, indeed. So here you go, they changed the cemetery hours to the summer hours, but it still closes at 7. So it's still hard to combine it with a sunset. So these are all streets that where the names probably sound familiar because they continue on the other side of the cemetery. So they are kind of cut off by the cemetery, but they do have a second part on the other side. So for example, this is Angela Street. The street we were on a little bit earlier was Petronia. So all these names probably ring a bell. And so yes, they do continue on the other side. So you might have come across them. They intersect with Duval Street. And of course, we are headed towards the Truman Waterfront for the sunset. Ooh, cute. So today's sunset is at 7:43. By the way, current temperature here is 88 degrees, feels like, and 82 official. It's actually really nice when there is a little breeze, but there isn't all the time. So especially not in the little streets here. So I'm looking forward to the Truman Waterfront, catching a little bit of the breeze there. Ooh, that looks nice with the bougainvillea growing on both sides. Nice. Definitely used to be a storefront before. You can actually still see the cutout where the windows were. I don't know what it is before. I might have to check it out. This is, what street are we on? Is this Ash Street? Yes, it is. And so we're now turning onto Southard. We haven't been on this end of Southard a lot. We kind of do use Southard quite a bit because it's the main entrance to the Truman Waterfront. But this time we're kind of going unsouthered for quite a while. We are above the cemetery or east of the cemetery, depending which way you look at it. And this is not a circus coming to town, this is a termite treatment. So the only way to get rid of those pests here is to just cover everything up and just pump in the poison, basically. And I think it just takes like 24 hours and they take it down and that's it. Over here we have Café Soleil, another local's favorite that is a bit off the beaten track here, off the beaten path. They put some tables and chairs outside, so really nice and quiet here. So as you can see, we don't have too many clouds here tonight. I'm curious to see if we can see the sunset. Hey, you, get out of the way. Why did the chicken cross the bike path? Ooh, nice. Over here is Five Brothers. It's a known locals place for Cuban sandwiches and coffee. So it's open in the morning. I think it opens like at 6 or 6:30 in the morning. Closes in the afternoon. So it's a nice place if you are in this area to grab your little morning coffee and maybe a little Cuban sandwich. Over here we have some Easter decorations going on. Nice. Really fits the house with the colors. Interesting combination of the light pink with the turquoise here. Very beautiful with the Easter decorations. This is only the second house I've seen on the island that is decorated for Easter. So we continue on Southern and we head over to the Truman Annex for the sunset, the Truman Waterfront Park. Big open air space. And really easily accessible by bike. Some peach colored clouds here. So fingers crossed we're gonna have a nice sunset tonight. Looking forward to some colors. So we're gonna cross Simonton Street, which is over here by the next traffic light. And then we have 1 block to Duval Street. So next bigger intersection is gonna be Duval Street. We are on Southern, so that's pretty much in the middle of Duval Street. So we're kind of in the pretty much at equal distance from the Atlantic and the Gulf. Some of our favorite restaurants right here. The cafe to my right and Me So Happy and Super Happy to my left. And they also added outdoor tables. So guys, here we are on the corner of Duval Street, so corner of Southern Street and Duval Street. So crossing Duval to my right, you recognize the old theater, the Strand, which is now a Walgreens, very iconic building on Duval Street. Another one of our favorites to my right here, Fritos Cuban Burgers. New openings here to my right, which are local designers. I think they also do tour. Well, they have developed their own fashion range, and it's more like sportswear, adventure wear. So they also do tours, etc. And of course, to my left, the famous Green Parrot Bar. We are at the intersection of Southern and Whitehead. This is where the Green Parrot is. The bar is from 1890. Same year as the courthouse over here. So, coincidence, 1890, both of these open, courthouse and the bar. And that is definitely a locals hangout spot. Over here, the Courthouse Deli has really great homemade custard and Italian ice creams and sandwiches. They stayed open the whole time, even when the entire island was closed during the shutdown. And they were giving away free ice cream for the kids. You had to be under 12. So here we are crossing Thomas Street and into the Truman Annex. So the Truman Annex has several entrances. This one is the most direct if you want to access the Truman Park. There are other ones that are only pedestrian. And we are going to make it right on time for the sunset. Sunset is in 4 minutes. So guys, here we are. We have the Ingham. Our Coast Guard ship. Thank you so much, Chris, for the super chat. Very much appreciated. And look at that. Hey! Good, how are you? I'll be right back. We have a very impressive, it's difficult for you guys to see. Let me see. I'm trying to get all the till the end of the pier so that we can have an unobstructed view. But we have a giant sun setting here. And I am probably not going to make it on time. There she goes. So you're probably wondering what I was trying to do. So this pier over here ends here. So if you're at the very, very far end of the Truman Waterfront Park, you actually don't have anything in the way to see the sunset. All this construction here is the submarine harbor that the Navy has been using until pretty much the submarines became too big and had to run too deep for this little area here. So they still use this area for maneuvers and trainings, but no more submarines.
We still have it.
So the Truman Waterfront Park ends here. So it is disconnected from the downtown area on the other side. So guys, here's to another night in Key West. Cheers, everybody. Those clouds over there are pretty cool. So we're gonna head over to the Ingham. And yes, you're right. The dog wasn't there. There was a dog always laying right in the middle. Thank you so much, Deb, for the super chat. No, Rosie. I will be right back. I just wanted to do a proper introduction. I am headed back It's just I was trying so hard to catch the sun, because on the camera it's really difficult to see it with the concrete pier in the way. So I hope you haven't left yet. I'm pretty sure that's the dog over here. He's just not laying in the street just yet, in the middle of the walkway. I'm sure he will in just a bit. There she is. I was trying so hard to get the sunset. Hey, how are you guys? Hey.
Hi, honey.
Hello.
Beautiful.
Now I can finally properly introduce you. Oh, thank you. So guys, I don't know if you recognize these guys here. We have Rosie and Ed. Sorry, I didn't stop earlier.
No,
I was trying to.
I knew you were going for your ride.
I was coming back.
Away from me.
I wasn't running away from you.
Nice out, huh?
It is. It is. Did you see? I mean, the sun was huge tonight. It's not always like this.
Oh dear, I never saw that here last time.
Yeah, it kind of. I mean, it's. They have different kinds of boats there from time to time. So I think they like research boats and.
I got some things for you tomorrow. We brought you a couple of little gifts. We'll bring them to the bar so
Thank
we
you
can
so
meet you
much.
with Gabe.
Yes. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. I just wanted to go out and get some fresh air.
Yeah. See you guys. Bye. So guys, that was our special introduction of Rosie and Ed. I didn't want to do it super shortly earlier on when we first saw them. So here we go. So yes, tonight we had an interesting sunset. The sun looked much bigger than it usually does. But again, unfortunately there is this wall in the way. But hey, more sunsets to come, right? Let's see if we get some more colors here. And there is this beautiful cloud here in the back. By the way, guys, you can visit this museum ship here during the day. And on Fridays and Saturday nights, they open the bar. They have a bar at the on the deck here in the back. And they open that 1 hour before sunset. And then you can come here, hang on, have a drink. If you're curious what it looks like, we do have a stream where we did just that. So you have an idea what you're in for. They have mini drinks. They don't serve any food. Yes. And I think it's totally fine for you to bring some food if you would like to have something to eat or a little thing to nibble with your drinks. They do have some small snacks that they sell on board as well. Not too many glowing colors here tonight. So why don't we head back? So I'll take you guys with me for a little bit longer. I just don't feel like ending the stream right now, since it doesn't really feel like we had much of a sunset, although the sun looked really cool for the little bit that we actually saw it. So let's head back through the Truman. Look at those frangipanis here. A lot of the stuff is blooming on the island. So since we don't have a lot of colors here tonight at the sunset, let me take you guys to a spot where there are a lot of colors. Let's go to the corner of Petronia and Thomas, where Blue Heaven is. I always love that spot just after sunset because they have all these lights and they have the beautiful colorful murals. Plus, I think I've never shown you the little back streets to get there. So we always access the Truman Waterfront via Southern Street. But in order to exit the Truman Waterfront, there are several ways. So of course we could go back via the Truman Annex. But there also is a way down here by the old diesel plant, which is exactly where this guy is headed as well. So there is a little street here. It's a one-way street, so you cannot use it to access unless you're on foot. So here we have the old diesel plant of Key West. And by the way, this little bit here is Angela Street again. So we have been on Angela Street early on in the stream on the other side of the cemetery. Then the street kind of breaks off and then it becomes Angela Street again once you get to this side. So we are now just outside of the Truman Annex. So to my left, all this is the gated area of the Truman Annex. And we are just outside on Angela Street. And in order to get to the part where we want to go, to Blue Heaven, we are going to take a little Chapman Lane, named after a Key West family who has been on the island for a very, very long time. So this lane is named after the Chapman family. Unfortunately, we just lost Mr. Chapman, which maybe a lot of people of you knew. If you've been traveling to Key West for a while, you probably remember this older, kind, bearded guy riding around on his totally lit up tricycle. Lots of lights and blasting music. That was Mr. Chapman. So Chapman Lane here is named after his family. And we are here on Petronia Street. Now Petronia Street again is a one-way street, so we will have to head down Petronia the wrong way for just a little bit. But there isn't too much traffic here. Over here, Firefly to my left, Southern Kitchen. I have to ask Gabe about their fried chicken. And here we have this beautiful mural. And I'm trying to piece the story back together because I know this mural is linked to Mr. Chapman. And I'm just trying to remember how and when. I don't see him with his tricycle on here. I figured some of the characters on here are paintings of his family. Maybe him sitting there. I don't know. I don't want to give you guys wrong information here. So beautiful big mural here on the corner of Petronia and Thomas Street. And I love this area here after sunset because of the lights and all the different colors. So I thought since we were missing some colors at the sunset, I take you guys here for the end of the stream. Here these lights to our left is Blue Heaven. To my right is the Wine Bistro and the Creperie, which is closed at night, only open during the day. Our little wine bar over here. And of course, the famous Blue Heaven right over here. So guys, I hope you enjoyed tonight's stream. Daddy! Hope you enjoyed the bike ride. The little back streets and not so little back streets. Have a great night, everybody. Stay safe. We will be back tomorrow from Captain Tony's Saloon starting at 6:30 Island time. If you want to join us at the bar, hang out with us, make song requests, grab your favorite drink. We will be back tomorrow, 6:30 at Captain Tony's Saloon. Have fun, everybody. Stay safe. And thank you so much for watching. See you soon, guys.